Hey everybody, hope all is well. So last month, people were talking about, oh, we're gonna go ahead and go on strike, go on strike. You're not gonna work. No, no, no. They can't throw us all out. Um, you think? And then I've heard someone mention it recently. But there is something else that's going on. Let's check out this clip, and I'll come back with it.
We're going on strike.
Who's we? Teachers going on strike, or first responders going on strike, or nurses and doctors going on strike, or police officers going on strike? Do you understand how dangerous that is? There are people who cannot go on strike. I work for my mother. I am her caretaker. If I went on strike, how would she live? My mother is 76 years old and cannot use the bathroom without her walker. Who the hell is going to help my mom if I go on strike?
The reason this will work is because not everyone can get evicted.
Yeah. Everyone can and will get evicted. I'm going to tell you what would happen if everybody in my apartment building is decided to stop paying rent. They would not be given a 1 month notice. They would be given a week notice. Eviction would go on your record, which would also limit your ability to be able to rent other properties or apartments in the future. Would evict every single last one of us and replace all of us with the extensive waiting list that they have. Within probably a week, they would have every single one of these apartments filled. And that is the case for almost every single other apartment building, every home property that's being rented. And then what?
And then you're going to find out that, hey, it wasn't a good idea. There was a show that I watched called The Porter. Okay. And basically, the workers thought the same thing. They thought, oh, we're going to go on strike. And basically, these were like railroad men, I believe in the 50s or so, railroad men. And they worked like the railroad, some, the cooking and cleaning and servicing their high-end clientele as people were riding the train back and forth. And these were, of course, wealthy people in this time riding on that train. So, you have to understand, and it's just not possible, especially now. Long story short, in the movie, the rich guy who owned the railroad transportation, he already had like an insider letting him know what was going on. Okay, some guy who pretends to be everybody's friend, and actually he was not anybody's friend. He was saying, hey, he would meet with him after work and say, hey, I've got a list of names as who's trying to sign on to do this union thing and yada 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 and all that. So he had a list of names and he gave it to them. So again, business people are always planning, especially rich. What's that term called? Long live the money. Well, the money can't live long if you're not planning. You really have to, literally protect it. Okay? So, next thing you know, what did he do? He had smuggled in he had like a cargo, one of those trains. He's like, hey, don't let anybody open this train. Let no one open this train up. And it was locked from the outside. And it's like, what's up with this? I don't know if you call it boot or whatever thing, but it was, different cargo, trains that are attached to it. Who did he have in there? He had brought in some immigrants. And so then someone was like, why is he guarding this? So they came up with some kind of game deal, to play cards and gamble and get the guy to step away for a minute. And when he did that, that's when they broke the lock, opened the doors up, and here were a whole bunch of immigrants waiting inside. Men. And what were they there for? He'd heard about that strike. Well, today, that's why I say it would never work. People, we're on our own. They don't care. We're all at this point, hate to tell you, just modern slaves. Okay, you're free to make it on your own. The system, not the best right now, and it never has been for many people. You're on your own. There is no safety net. They can't evict everybody. Oh, trust me, they will more than likely have the immigrants in there in a heartbeat. They're even paying for some hotels an additional $100 a night for the hotel. Look at some hotels online. Oh, it's not available. There are no openings. What do you mean? No, it's occupied with the immigrants. You think they won't fire you? Some of the people with these unions, they're laying off more people. And then the idea, I believe, as I'm not really familiar with unions, but I talked with maybe 2 or 3 people about it. And I said, when you're with a union, what's the guarantee that they can't say, hey, you know what? Get everybody out of here. We're going to let you go and then bring in immigrants. Well, they have to be trained. I'm like, are you really serious? All they have to do is get someone to train one person that is bilingual. They can train them to do the job. So what happens if they say, hey, you're paying, what, 35, 43 an hour? They offer, last I heard, 21%. And I think the union, they want 40% raise. So what happens? What's to say, what is in place with these unions where they can say, hey, you know what? You can't replace us. What if they lay off more people, everybody off, and then bring in some immigrants and then pay them 15, 20 bucks an hour? You think they won't show up? I'm wondering, has that even hit their mind? Maybe it has. So we're not in a position to strike anything. We have all these people that are here. So all you would do is just find yourself deeper and deeper in a hole. Because by now, if you don't know, you should know, there's no talk of any kind of economic plan, a package to help the Americans. It's just not. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So all that free money everybody thought they got, all that free money, some will get like $300 plus per child. Now you know there's no free lunch. Inflation. How can it get worse? My gosh, I don't know how it could get any worse. Gasoline, they're saying around the corner, $4, and it's already, what, $5 in some places? The only thing on strike right now is your ability to live your life pre-pandemic. That's what's on strike. The ability to go to work, able to pay your mortgage, your rent, and then gasoline and food, and maybe have a few pennies, a few dollars left over for your savings. That's what's on strike, your old life. Sad but true. That's the only strike that's in effect, your old life. There's no plans for me and you. There's nothing. Everyone is pretty much on their own to navigate this inflation. Everyone is on their own. There's no rescue boat coming. So yeah, working hard, trying not to starve. That's the new reality. Again, the only thing on strike for most Americans is your old life. Let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.